Alright, Fright fans, let's talk about Tales from the Crypt Presents Bordello of Blood. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Greetings, bulls and ghouls, and fellow YouTubers as well. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1996 horror comedy Tales from the Crypt Presents Bordello of Blood, released by Universal, directed by Gilbert Adler, starring Dennis Miller, Erika Eleniak, Corey Feldman, and Angie Everhart. Films focusing on a private investigator was hired by a woman named Catherine to investigate the disappearance of her brother, which leads him to a bordello run by Lilith, who happens to be a vampire. This film is done by a screenplay by Adler and A.L. Katz, and a story by Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis, who of course was one of the people who worked on the Tales from the Crypt series. Now, the film was developed by Gale and Zemeckis in the 1970s after their college graduation. The duo conceived the original script as an exploitation film designed to break the duo into the film industry, but went unproduced. So the concept was subsequently revisited to serve as the second film in a proposed Tales from the Crypt trilogy greenlit by Universal, following the success of the first film spin-off of the HBO series, which was Demon Knight, which came out the previous year. Unfortunately, this didn't do as well as Demon Knight. This film tanked at the box office, unfortunately. What's more is filming took place in Vancouver, in Canada, where the production was troubled by limited nighttime and continuity issues due to Dennis Miller's constant improvisation and refusal to show up on set. Yeah. But despite the film bombed, Angie Everhart has revealed that it has become a cult film. Now let's get into the story. A group of treasure hunters led by Vincent Prather explore a forest encountering a cave containing the coffin of Lilith, mother of all vampires. Vincent takes out a box containing the 4 sections of her heart and inserts it in her body, reviving her. Lilith awakens and kills the other treasure hunters, but Vincent subdues her with the key from Demon Knight. After fighting with his sister Catherine, Caleb Verdeau goes to a dive bar where an odd man named Jenkins tells him of a brothel hidden in a funeral home. So Caleb and his friend Reggie visit the address, where they are forced at gunpoint by Mortician McCutcheon to climb into a coffin leading to said brothel, unaware the prostitutes are all vampires led by Lilith. A prostitute named Tallulah seduces Reggie, whom Lilith kills before vampirizing Caleb. When the police fail to find Caleb, Catherine reluctantly hires cynical and sarcastic private investigator Raphael Gutman, who tracks Caleb's trail to the bar where Caleb's friends direct him to the funeral home. After a tip from Jenkins, Raphael revisits the funeral home that night. Initially, it appears as just a funeral home. Raphael overhears Lilith interview a woman, Tamara, followed by Tamara screaming and a body hitting the floor. He finds Caleb's nose ring and escapes. The next day, he takes it to Catherine and tells her he's going to stake out the funeral home that evening. Unbeknownst to Raphael, the funeral home conceals a corrupt organization run by Reverend J.C. Current. Raphael is admitted into the brothel and approached by the now vampirized Tamara, whom he tricks into letting him strap her to a torture rack so he can investigate further. Finding Jenkins decapitated in a coffin. While fleeing, Raphael drops his wallet, allowing Lilith to find his address. Having tasted Raphael's blood, Lilith takes an interest and tries to seduce him. When Catherine arrives, Raphael follows and describes the brothel's activity to her. They alert the police, who dismiss Raphael as a fraud due to lack of evidence. Meanwhile, Vincent destroys the key, freeing Lilith. As Catherine reviews footage where she confronted Lilith, she notices Lilith is not in the shot. Realizing that Raphael might be right, she calls him over. Caleb calls for help, asking them to meet him at the power plant. Upon arrival, they discover the vampirized Caleb and flee, but Raphael falls out a window, landing on the police chief's car. The vampires catch Catherine and return her to the brothel. Let me see. Awakening in a hospital, Raphael is nearly killed by Tamara, who is posing as a nurse, but exposes her to sunlight, killing her. Catherine awakens and begs Caleb to free her, who refuses, too ingrained by, as Lilith's servant and having fully embraced his newfound vampiric lifestyle. Lilith prepares a feed on Catherine while Caleb watches. Raphael loads up on super soakers filled with holy water and raids the brothel, killing Vincent and McCutcheon. He meets up with Current, who, having realized his error and attempting to rectify it, has brought stakes and mounts to kill the vampires. Alright, now for the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid the ending spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Thank you, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Current tells Raphael that Lilith's heart must be removed from her body and quartered as before she was found. Raphael gives him a spare water gun, and the two enter the brothel and spray the vampires, including Caleb and Tallulah, who burn and explode. That was a pretty good part. Tell you what. Okay, they find Lilith, who mortally wounds Current and flees after Raphael attacks her with an axe. Raphael finds Catherine, and they head to Current's church to reveal the existence of vampires with its media equipment. Lilith returns, handcuffs Raphael to a railing, and attacks Catherine. Raphael uses a nearby laser to hit Lilith in the heart, quartering it. However, as the pieces remain in her body, Lilith remains alive. As Lilith devolves into a hideous form, her true form, and attacks Raphael, Catherine grabs a candle stand and stabs out Lilith's heart. After Lilith's body burns and collapses to the ground, the two burn her remains and lock away the box with the heart pieces. Later in his car, Raphael fondles Catherine, which she seems oddly more accepting of now, having been disgusted by him earlier. They have sex in the car. He notices that the scent she's wearing, she remarks, it's not perfume, it's sunblock. When he pulls back her skirt, he notices bite marks on her thigh, indicating that Catherine had been vampirized by Lilith while hostage. And she then flashes her fangs and bites Raphael in the neck. End of story. And then we get a little bit of a message from the Crypt Keeper, of course. So what did I think of Bordello of Blood? While this film may not have done so well, but I gotta say, this was a bloody good movie. I gotta say, this was absolutely crazy in Miami. This has gotta be the most craziest horror comedy I have ever seen. But hey, you don't have to take my word for it. There are many other horror comedies out there that might be better, but again, you don't have to take my word for it. Anyway, I gotta say, this was really something. Now, of course, we have John Cassier voicing the Crypt Keeper. Now, unlike Demon Knight, we don't see the actual intro, just like the TV show, like before, just the closing with Danny Elfman's theme to Tales from the Crypt. William Sadler makes a cameo appearance as the Mummy the Crypt Keeper is playing against in his little bit. We even have a cameo by Whoopi Goldberg as a hospital patient, but she was uncredited. Now, for our main cast, Dennis Miller played Rafe, and he's not too bad. Kind of a little nutsoid at times. Next, playing Catherine is former Playboy playmate and Baywatch babe Erika Eleniak, which I might be wrong, but this is the second film of hers I know her from. Of course, the other was the Beverly Hillbillies movie. Playing Lilith is Angie Everhart. Yeah, I've heard that name before. I think I saw her in Playboy. I'm almost sure of it. Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah, she did Playboy 4 years later after this, because this movie came out in August of '96, a year and a half after Demon Knight was released. Playing Reverend J.C. Current is Chris Sarandon, who, of course, most of you know him best from lots of films like Child's Play and Fright Night. Oh yeah, and the '70s supernatural horror flick Sentinel. Corey Feldman, who is also certainly no stranger to horror flicks. He's been in Gremlins. He's been in let's see, The Lost Boys, which I am planning to review. Or which reminds me, I am pushing the date up for that. It'll be coming up on the 25th instead of the 24th. I do apologize for that. You're still going to get a review on The Lost Boys. I promise. Now, let me see. Where was I? And of course, he played Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Let's see. We also have Aubrey Morris, Phil Fondacaro, Juliet Rega, and many others. But even so, I think Bordello of Blood is absolutely funny. Really is. Now, well, unfortunately, it got dissed and what have you. And, well, I can't really blame them for it, but nevertheless, don't pay attention to them. If you are a hardcore Tales from the Crypt fan, or if you're really into a real funny vampire flick, then I would recommend you give this film a one-time watch. Okay? Now, again, this may not have done as well as Demon Knight, but still, it's pretty darn funny in some parts. And believe me, the hotness of those vampire chicks, that's what really saves this film. Oh, not only that, but there's also some great '70s tunes in here, like Ballroom Blitz by Sweet and All Right Now by Free. And I've been kind of wondering who did that song. I've been trying to find that, but now I know. And then there's the score by Chris Boardman, which that wasn't too bad either. Again, you'll hear the closing theme to Tales from the Crypt at the beginning of the closing credits. So anyway, give Bordello of Blood maybe a one-time watch, or if you are a hardcore Tales from the Crypt fan, then this is right up your alley. So, what are your thoughts on Bordello of Blood? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned for my next Saturday morning TV log coming up on Creepy Crawlers. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, check out these other videos that are pretty good. And both of these actually do have Chris Sarandon that I just talked about. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Fright Night from 1985. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of the original Child's Play from 1988. Or if you would like some more of the Crypt Keeper himself, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see the TV log I did for Tales from the Crypt. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.